Everybody's got deep, dark secrets. I think it's time to play Confessions.
Ooh.
I do. I think it's time that we get Confessions started. Is he waiting for someone else? You know what he's like? He's like when Crazed was in here going, I'll take a phone call, and thinking that it would just happen. Why are you in that seat when you don't want anything in front of you?
I would just slip my mind.
But that's all you got to do all day. Who wants to do the first confession here today? By the way, I'll send you into the big-ass prize closet. If you got a confession that intrigues us, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. I also know Fred from Brooklyn is here, and I'd love to hear one of his. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Let's start this with Dave. As always, I'm going to shoot for the high watermark right off the back.
All
Dave,
right.
what's your confession?
Father Bennington.
You don't have to do the nutty stuff.
Okay. All right. So, I was at Fordham University, and I
All
was
fucked up.
really sick. I was sick, ill, I have fever. And, oh, by the way, this is about 2 weeks after this girl told me that my cum tasted bad. She was fat. Anyway, I go home, because that's what I always did when I was sick. And I, would always just take a train right straight to my parents' house. I get into my house, and I hear my parents having sex upstairs, which was really disgusting because they were in their late 50s at the time. Anyway, my mom comes down, says, why don't you go up to bed, our bed, and watch TV. That's what I always do when I'm sick. I always sit with my parents and watch things. So I'm there, and I sort of look to my left, and there's some wet spots on the bed, and then I notice on the pillowcase there's a little bit of jizz left over. Swear to God.
This was daytime, afternoon delight?
This was 3:30 afternoon.
Now, you know as a Catholic boy, you can't swear to God and not mean it.
Swear to God, with both hands, everyone can see me, swear to Ron and Fez during confessions. I would not make light of that. When I saw the thing, what the girl told me to, this fat bitch said that my cum tasted bad. So I saw there was some there. I have no idea. I think it was probably the fever or whatever. But I put my finger in it and basically ate my own dad's jizz. Which I've never thought about until right now when we're doing confessions. But I'm horrified.
Earl finally quit. Earl, you left? Now, was it cum that freaked you out, or was it his dad? Here's what I can't understand. Why were you guys, did it take you so long to get? That's where he was going with it. By the time he laid in his parents' bed at wet spot, I knew he was going to lick it.
Yeah, I did. Well, I
Now,
had
how
to.
did it taste?
It didn't taste
Minty
good.
fresh?
It did not taste
So
good.
you're saying in your family,
If I'm saying to my wife or to any of my former girlfriends, if you had cum that doesn't taste good, it's the genetic thing. Don't blame it on my diet or anything like that. But seriously, when that girl told it to me, I was scarred. And then when I ate my dad's cum,
and it didn't taste as sweet as you wanted?
it was revolting.
You wanted it to taste like one of those butter jelly beans.
And I wish I hadn't said that because my brother listens to the show.
I'm
But
sure
you asked.
later in the future you'll also eat your brother's cum.
It won't.
I'm sure everybody will be part of this.
So please forgive me.
no, I
that.
can't.
Come on. That's
Even
what
in a confession, I can't. There are not. There. Okay, then I give you an infinite amount of Hail Marys.
Oh.
Anytime that you're alive, you should be saying a Hail Mary. All right, you've said some disgusting things. That might have taken it.
I know. This happened. Actually, it kind of crossed my mind the other day, but then it really just came into the forefront of my mind right now while you were talking about secrets. But I've never thought about it, and something just triggered. Oh my God! 11 years ago, when I was 19.
By the way, you made your pregnant wife throw up. Did she know this story?
No. When I was 19, so 11 years ago, I ate my dad's jizz. It's disgusting, I guess, on so many levels. But what the hell? We're talking about confessions, and the weird thing is, I do feel better having said it.
I know there is something really powerful about that. Earl, can you beat Dave's confession?
I don't know if I can, but I'm going to give it a shot. I mean, when I guess I was about 8 years old. It was around July 4th because I remember everyone was like snapping off firecrackers and M80s and all that stuff. And my brother and I, we were playing, what's that game, Skelly with the bottle caps?
When you ate his cum?
No, I didn't eat his cum.
Okay, that would
but
have
we
been great
noticed,
if you did. If you did, that would have really been helpful.
and there was these two other guys that weren't part of like our little group. They were for some reason trying to build a tree house.
You ate their cum?
I didn't eat their cum. And, older kids came up to them and started, one was talking to them, just like, hey, what are you guys doing? And the other guy slipped a big, I don't know if it was an M80 or firecrackers into the back pocket. And I could see it all unfolding as it was happening. As they walk away, light the fuse, you can hear the sound of firecrackers and flesh explode, and the kids started screaming. And for whatever reason, my brother and I, we ran. We didn't check the kid out, see if he was okay. Turns out it blew off pretty much his entire right ass cheek. And then the next day, we found out about it. And then the next day,
did you eat the ass cheek?
I didn't eat the ass cheek.
Okay.
But the next day, the father came by. Quiet, very, very honorable guy. He was just asking everyone individually, did you know what happened to my boy? Did you know what happened to my... And he had this hurt look in his face. My brother says, no. He says, no, I didn't see anything. I just couldn't say anything. I couldn't even look the guy in the face. And he walked away so hurt. And the kid was never the same. He was always fucked up. He completely withdrew. He always kept...
So you feel like a coward for what you did as a kid?
I felt like I could have helped the kid. I could have warned him.
You could have yelled something.
I could have did something, or at least, been truthful with his father, what happened, who did it.
Can I tell you something, Earl? You might make a good Catholic. You'd be able to finally start to man up a little bit, because you don't get to tell this story in that crazy Baptist church, right?
No, we don't have like confession like the Catholics do. No.
Now I will just tell you this. Now I know you feel ashamed of this story, but you do have to remember you were a little boy at the time. You know what I mean? You weren't a man thinking like a man. Because those little boy things get in your head, like, why didn't I do something little, different? Now, you wouldn't judge a little kid by that now, you know what I mean, as an adult. But you judge yourself like you were, 38 and did that.
Yeah.
Now, you were 19 when you ate your dad's jizz.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you could have been tried as an adult. You were all... Seriously, most people who died in Vietnam were at the age of 19.
Right, I know.
So while they were dying in Vietnam, you were eating your dad's cum pearl that was left over in bed. And why would your mom... go put you in a freshly fucked sheets? That's wrong too.
She wasn't thinking. No one involved in that confession
You know what I like though?
thinking.
That your dad is that age, he's still pulling out.
Yeah,
Still hosing her down.
I told you. I found Viagra every time I go down there.
Quit looking.
They're like 68 now.
Yeah, but why still pearl necklace for every time out? Why has he got to?
I don't know what they were doing.
I think that they're really into the humiliation thing as well. I think it's big with them. Earl, yours is a rough one. I'm going to tell you this. You didn't embarrass yourself today. You did not embarrass yourself with that. That's kind of heartbreaking.
But I still carry that guilt because that kid was never the same. And I just thought, if I had just said anything...
Can I ask you a question? Is that kid with the busted up ass, is that Earl Douglas?
No, not at all.
It would explain the bruises.
Yeah.
Here's Jeff. Jeff, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
1964 checking in.
Hoo-ah!
Hey, when we was kids, me and my brother, about a year apart, we were at a funeral home before the visitation started, and this old lady was in the coffin. We didn't know who she was. I thought it was a doll. Brian said it's a dead person. I took her glasses off, put them on my face, and he goes, man, he said, don't touch her, she's dead. I said, no, she ain't. I started slapping her in the face, man. I said, look, feel her. I said, she's hard, she ain't real. Slapping her in the face and whatnot. Funeral director walks in, catches me slapping the old lady in the face.
You slapped someone's dead grandmother.
Yeah, and he just screamed at me. He goes, don't you have any respect for the dead? Where's your parents? My parents were outside. He turned his head, and we were out the door.
Yeah. It's funny how quick you run when you're a kid. Running is the first thing. Jeff was calling us from Chicago. The only way to make up, I want you to go over to a place called Molly's, pick up a dozen Benningtons. It's going to set you back about $40.
Yeah.
And then drop them off at the funeral home and said something happened bad 20 years ago, but this makes up for everything. And Dave, you ought to get some for your dad.
I am. I have to. For my dad?
Because you swallowed his...
You owe him.
All right.
Here's Brad. Brad, you're on Run Fez.
Hi, Ron Fez. My thing is that I had taken a couple of your stories, Ron, and use them to impress people.
Well, then you could change your name to Fez Watley, because I found out he does that with his personal life, which he's already told me about. You tell your family that when you see people, when I see people, when I do things, he tells them that he did it. And then when their family comes to fucking visit, I'll always say, what did you do? He takes them to restaurants that I've taken him before, one after another. Oh, he showed me the town. I go, oh, has he? It's great how he knows the fucking town, how he knows all these little nooks and crannies. Here's our buddy Cigars and Scotch. He wants to say something about Earl.
Hey, that was a real big surprise. Another half-assed story by Earl Douglas.
Oh, jeez. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. Here's Nick. Nick, you're on Run Fez.
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Good, buddy.
When I was 19 years old, I worked in a warehouse in Brooklyn, and I came across this guy who was having a heart attack, apparently, on the stairways. And I knew how to give CPR. I learned it in the Boy Scouts. And because he had stuff dripping out of his mouth, like when he was having the heart attack, I just walked away and walked to the nearest phone and called the front office and told them, send somebody, the man's having a heart attack, and he died.
So you didn't help?
Yeah, and I still kind of feel bad about it.
Well, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Oregon right now, dude.
I want you to catch a plane, Portland to Chicago, get off in Chicago, pick up something called Ron Bennington's, got his own cupcakes at a place called Molly's. Take them, give them to the family. Say, look, I'm trying to make up to you. I'm sending you into the big-ass prize closet. Why? For being a coward. That's the only reason why. Watley, I see you looking at me.
Yeah.
What's your story?
Mine?
You've been stealing half my paycheck for the last 5 years?
Well, that one I don't have to confess.
At least say you're sorry.
Sorry. Mine is...
I mean it. Not act like it's funny because I see you smiling.
Mine is embarrassing on two levels. It was bad on two levels. I was probably about 14 years old, and really, I was at home and had to take a shit.
Mm-hmm. All your stories have to do with shitting.
Yeah. Well, there was no toilet paper in the bathroom. And so what happened was, you know me, and I've always had a lifelong embarrassment with drawing attention.
Does this end with you wiped your ass with Dave's dad's cum?
No.
Because that would be hideous.
No, but what I did use was one of my mother's good washcloths. Because I didn't want to say, hey, I'm in here and I need toilet paper. So what happened was, I took the filthy, shit-filled washcloth and hid it in the bottom of the wastebasket in the bathroom, and meant to get it out of there later and, get rid of it, in the outside garbage. But I couldn't walk out of the bathroom. Everyone was home. They would know what was going on, so I hid it. I forgot about it, and my mother found it while emptying that wastebasket and thought it was my baby brother that did it. And he took a beating for it, and I let him. I refused to stick up and say, that was me, we didn't have any toilet paper. She just assumed it was the kid who was still having some trouble, potty training, that did it. And I let my little brother take a beating and a screaming because I wouldn't tell my mother.
Wow. How old was the kid?
If I was 14, he was probably 5.
No. That's fucking low.
It's horrible. It's horribly low.
But you were afraid of your mom, right?
Totally afraid.
Even at 14, you're afraid that she could physically hurt you?
Yep. Yeah.
How about at 16?
At 16, yeah, I was still afraid of her. I was still afraid of her at 16.
What age did you stop being afraid of her? Are you still kind of afraid of her now?
I think I'm more afraid of her in a different way. Not of being hit, obviously.
What are you afraid of?
She would start her screaming again, or now her screaming goes into tears.
Right.
And I would be afraid of causing that reaction in her.
All right, let me play this out for you, and I'll try to teach you how to handle her a little bit.
Okay.
I'll be you. I'm just sitting there. You be your mom, and you're going off. Because I've never seen your mom go off. Personally, I met her. Delightful woman. Sweetheart of the world. Fred will back me up on that. All right, so you be your mom, and I'll be you.
Right. And I can't have a thing in this house. There is no reason why.
Hey, you need to know something. It was me that shit all over your washcloth. Your precious washcloth. And then you beat up a baby over it. You sick, twisted. I can't wait to dance on your grave. I'm going to come by and do the mummers parade across your grave. And I'll wear a red dress. I'll be a tranny red dressing hooker at your funeral.
You can't wear red to a funeral, Ron.
Wiping my ass with all your precious things. And I think you would feel better.
I don't know if I would feel better about getting that one off my chest.
Well, I do. I want you to fire this therapist. The therapist that you have now is doing you no good.
I just started with her.
Did you tell her the shit rag story?
I've never told anyone.
I bet she'd fire you.
I have never told anyone the shit rag story till just the second.
Why, at least wash it out a little bit. Don't get in the fucking toilet when you're done. Clean it up. And then what happened? You run into a box of fucking cereal? You forgot you left the shit rag in the fucking wastebasket?
There was never a good time to get it out of the house.
That's ridiculous. That's priority number one.
Why do you wash it up, though? You ran some water over it.
I know, but trust me, I was dealing with the shit.
Yeah, you know who ended up with your shit? That poor baby brother of yours.
Yeah.
Who now, look at the problems he battles with.
He got the shit beat out of him.
No kidding. Barry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I don't know if I can top this shit rag story or not, but
I'll guarantee you any story would. That's the least manly story ever.
It's horrible.
You're fucking the diarrhea
22,
tales, the Fez Watley story.
When I was 22, I stole the old lady's car at a tavern.
Yeah.
And robbed a Popeye's chicken store and shot a guy in the hand.
Just in the hand now?
2 years later. What's that?
Just in the hand?
Just in the hand.
No, did you fucking shoot him because he wouldn't hand over the money?
Ever.
Did you shoot him because he wouldn't hand over the money?
I shot him after he handed over the money.
Just for fun?
Yes.
Yeah, that's just plain meanness at that age.
And 2 years later, I burned down a church.
Why'd you burn the church down?
I have no reason for that.
Just an out-of-control crazy bastard. You know what? I'd still rather have you as a son than Watley.
What?
I'd still rather have you...
The church arsonist?
Than a guy who doesn't know how to jump in the shower after he takes a shit. Oh, no, my bathtub's at 8:30. Exactly.
I panicked.
The whole house was there. Why not just call out for toilet paper?
He's embarrassed if anyone knows that he has anything happen. He comes to my house to watch football. He'll watch a doubleheader. He won't take a piss. He's worried somebody will hear him tinkle. I take a piss with the fucking door open so I can keep hearing the game.
I know.
And then he fucking covers up. What am I worried about?
I just try to start, this is good, that's a good game. Just try to start talking while you're going.
I don't want to miss anything. If I got money in the game, what if something happens? Why I'm pissing? Plus, then there's the problem of opening the door, closing it, all those fucking problems.
Not a lot of problems.
So then you just hear Fez's loud talking over the announcers?
Yeah, just him fucking panicking. Just panicking because his friend has to take a piss. I thought we were guys. This is why you're in the nut hut and I'm not. The real difference between you is I don't give a fuck and you do.
Right.
When you don't give a fuck, right? What could possibly bother you? What could bother you if you don't give a fuck?
Nothing
That's
could.
the key.
Yeah.
I tried to give you the key to the universe.
I could have gotten toilet paper. I wouldn't have ruined a washcloth. My little brother wouldn't have gotten hit.
Why didn't you just get up and go get spare toilet paper from somewhere? I mean, just do the old, you kind of walk like a penguin.
The whole thing of shit is just pure shame for him.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Thank
he
you, Ron.
doesn't understand he's a mammal. He thinks of shit as sin. He thinks he just sinned himself. And that's why, even as you go into the nut hut, you, being a person of a certain age, I'm not even giving it out, but I would consider it advanced years, are still worried about shitting.
Young at heart.
You're far from young at heart. You are far from that. You're grandma at heart.
Wrong heart.
Shitting is the second best bodily function. I mean, you really have
What's
to...
the first? Eating your dad's cum, you sick bastard?
No.
Now, here's the difference between you and him. You feel shame, right?
Yeah.
Little shame over things.
Yeah.
Look, Dave ate his own shit and doesn't care.
He basks in it.
Well, who do you think it... But you're the one going to the crazy house. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to point out to you. You've got to stop acting like things are important. They certainly are not. One day you're going to be dead. And everyone you know who's ever judged you or called you names or did anything is also going to be dead. What's it fucking matter?
It doesn't, and that's what I have to convince myself. Hopefully we'll work on this at the Nut Hut.
How will you? They don't know things like that. They're going to fucking probably make you fucking shit on a rag right now.
I think I'll pack a roll of toilet paper so there's not a repeat performance there. Just in case there's none.
Hopefully they'll take that off you.
It'll be in the sharp closet. So I don't hang myself with it.
He's going to have to wipe his ass with his pajamas.
Blame it on my roommate.
Here's Jake. Jake, you're on Fez.
Hey, guys. When I was 12, I somehow convinced my 9-year-old brother that I'd pay him $1 million if he ate some baby carrots soaked in my pee. And I got him to eat 4 carrots. And I guess I still owe him that $1 million to this day.
Let me tell you something. There is nothing worse on the history of the planet, and I'm including Nazis, and I'm including the Manson family. Nothing is worse than an older brother. That is the most sinful fucking thing that's ever happened. When I was a little kid, I'd rather be chased by a goddamn vampire than an older brother. Dave, you had plenty of them, right?
3 older brothers.
Yeah.
They locked me in a broom closet one time that was about 2 feet by 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
I was about 6. They locked me in it and opened up the top portion of it and poured boiling water on my head for like an hour and a half. 2 hours.
They're terrible.
That's torture!
Yeah.
It really
and
is.
me and all my buddies, we were all younger brothers. So, like, I would always be called Little Bennington. My friend would be called Little Wardy. My other friend would be Little Smitty. We fucking lived in a miniature world of them. Fucking pricks. Well, Little Reedy, those fuckers rolled him up in a carpet while he was screaming. Rolled him up in when I even tell this story to this day, I gotta stand up and pull my fucking shirt. And we were helpless. We couldn't fucking help him. The older brothers had him. Sick fucks.
Awful people.
Oh, they're terrible. Why? Because you're born first? That gives you some kind of privilege? Here's John. John, you're on the Ron Fez show. Man, people love getting this off their chest, though.
Feels
They
good.
love it. Yeah. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Ron. When I was 3 years old, I set the curtains on fire in my sister's bedroom and tried to burn her up. Because I was jealous because she was getting so much more attention than I was from my mom and dad.
Tried to burn up his own sister. That's the fucking world we live in. Makes you feel better about yourself, doesn't it, shit towel?
Well, I never tried to burn my sister up, that's for sure.
Yeah, you brought an embarrassing fucking story to light today. And I'm sure she'd rather be on fire than hear that.
Then hear the goings on.
Wildcat, that sister of yours is, huh?
All right. I don't know that.
She's the freak of the family.
Okay. There's things I'd rather not know about. We don't have to confess everything.
I'm just saying. She's something.
All right.
Woo!
I know she enjoys your company.
Hey, I'm getting to the point now I'm going to have to call Buddy. There's no way I'm going to... That can't be one-on-one work for me.
That's my sister!
Tell me about it. That's why I keep yelling at her the whole time.
Please don't.
Who's your brother? And what is he?
So wrong.
I know, it's, you know what?
It's wrong.
It's wrong to be our age and still doing these jokes. But it happened, so why fucking hide it? And that's why I think we're closer.
No, hide. Hide some of it.
Here is Lisa. Lisa in the Cult Jam. You're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, you baby.
You guys are totally funny. I love you guys' show.
Stop it.
But I got a total confession. Like 3 years ago, I had my boyfriend come in ice cream, and I gave it to my dad to eat, and I never told him.
Now, why would you do that, darling?
I don't know. I thought it'd be funny.
I mean, do you hate your dad?
Sorta.
Now, what did your dad do to you that you could say, I want my boyfriend to come in ice cream and then feed it to him?
I don't. He's just like a complete asshole. He never like really paid attention to me or anything.
I mean, even Rodney Dangerfield, Mickey and Mallory didn't treat him that bad. Making him eat Mickey's cum.
I couldn't help it. I just thought it'd be funny too.
You're the reverse Eastside Dave.
Where you calling from, darling?
Sydney, Ohio.
Boy, the middle of the country's nuts, aren't they? All right. Go into the big ass prize closet.
Okay.
You sick bastard. I got some ice cream for you. I don't like anybody to fuck around with food. That's the worst of all the passive aggressiveness. Fred from Brooklyn, come on in here, brother. Fred from Brooklyn is always honest, always ready to bring some honesty to the show. Well, I was going to ask you if you want to do a confession with us, Fred. Is there something that you want to get to clean out that Jewish heart of yours?
I have so many. I mean, there's one that's carried over with me from my youth.
Sure.
And I lost a friend over it.
What happened?
I shit in my pants.
Right.
And I didn't want to throw it in his garbage can like Fez did, so I flushed it down the toilet. And it wouldn't go. And I just kept pushing with my hand, and it still wouldn't go. So I used a plunger until it disappeared. The next day I went back to visit him, and obviously the guy, rather than just rooting the sewer, he sold them a brand new sewer line, and there was
pair of shit pants in there.
They were digging up the whole street and everything to replace his sewer, and I was standing there watching rather than just saying,
"Hey, it's just shit pants."
It's just my shit pants.
How old were you?
About 10 or 11. And I lost that friend, and it was one of my closest friends.
To this day.
I couldn't play with him in the front yard anymore because the big fucking blacktop scar was there, and I really think I financially hurt his parents because they didn't...
You can't recover.
They didn't stay there much longer. They
You know, when my brother-in-law was little, in their family, right, the toilet was clogged up, and they could not get it undone, right? And he was only like about 3 or 4. And he goes, hey, maybe it's an apple. And everyone said, oh, shut up, get out of there, right? They had the root, nothing's working. They take the toilet off the base, so it's just the thing, and they can't do anything. After a couple of days, here's a dried up apple. He wasn't fucking just talking crazy. He had flushed an apple. Maybe it's an apple. Oh, stop it. You talk so nutty.
I got other ones, but they're probably legal ramifications.
Yeah, I know.
Stuff.
There's some. I don't understand that. I understand that. Well, even Dave's should be legal ramifications. Pitsy, what's yours? That you're in love with Lily?
Well, it's out there already.
By the way, I heard Jimmy talking about Lily on and on today. He's crazy about her, huh?
Oh yeah, there's a huge fascination there.
Yeah,
they're close.
That's nice. That's a nice thing. That'd be wonderful if those two got together.
Yeah.
What is it, Pitsy?
When I was little, I had a problem going to the bathroom. I was afraid. The bathroom was in my mom's room, so I would have to go in there, and she would always get mad that I would wake her up.
Well, you're in a railroad apartment?
No, there's 2 rooms upstairs. So she would get pissed at me that I would go in to wake her up and pee in the middle of the night. So what I used to do was I would just piss on my floor in my bedroom. And then she would say, what's going on? Why is it so wet? And I would say, oh, I had a drink of water. You know, I would always spill it. But I would just whip my dick out and piss on my floor until I was like 14.
Couldn't even piss out the window like a fucking gentleman. I think every kid's pissed out his window. Let's just see what it's like. They can piss out the window.
I did last night.
It's so freeing. It's so exciting.
But I blamed it on my mom because she would never let me come into the bathroom. So I always put that on her.
You didn't have a downstairs bathroom?
Yeah, but then I'd wake my grandmother up. It's like 2 separate places.
At 14, I'd keep a bottle already.
Yeah, keep a bucket in there, would you? Stop being like a fucking maniac, pissing on the rug like a cat. Like Fez's ugly cat. Chris Sherman Fez.
Cute.
Yeah, hey, Ronnie, I was just wanted to call and let you know I'm walking through Lincoln Park and just added 8 more Ron Benningtons to the count for you, buddy.
Oh, nice. Picked up an 8 balls. When they sell 8, they call that an 8 ball Benningtons.
I love that.
Now, how'd you like them, my friend?
They were fantastic, and I wanted to let you know I stomped out all the strawberry cupcakes, so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, those damn things are good though. But I try to play them down. I'm gonna send you into the big ass prize closet.
Molly's Cupcakes, Lincoln Park, Chicago. MySpace.com/Molly's Cupcakes online.
Anybody who ever picks up an 8-ball Bennington's, I will send you to the big ass prize closet. All right, Franklin, you want to come in and tell one, or you still upset? No, you don't want to tell. You're still upset with Dave.
He's steaming.
He is steaming.
He should confess bothering Mr. Modine.
You know, you guys almost went at it today.
Yes.
And I saw his face. I never saw him so angry in my life. He was ready to fucking throw hands. And you're New Brooklyn. He grew up there.
I knew how close to sit to him. I know people from Brooklyn, man. He could snap.
I know he does. Him and Dean are always ready to go off.
Big dude, too.
I try not to.
But today you were humiliated. You came in, you yelled at me during the commercial break. Am I bothering you? Just tell me. Like, what are you fucking talking about? I just got done talking to Mr. Liberal Cardholder here. I thought Fred was going to attack him on the way out. You don't like that liberal talk,
He's
do you?
entertained me. He's entertained me quite a bit. And when I heard he was on air, that's when I walked from my car to here.
You wanted to meet him?
No.
Birdie's a great movie. And, of course, the other one, The Full Metal Jacket, is a great movie.
Yep. Hey, Memphis Belle's solid.
Memphis Belle is actually pretty good.
I like Vision Quest.
Vision Quest. That's the wrestling movie. Remember his nose was bleeding because he was getting his wrestling weight down? What's going on between you two guys?
I'm not actually really sure. It seemed like a lot more than I thought it was.
You feel like there's been some pent-up stuff? That this has been brewing?
I mean, I didn't expect it to explode the way it did.
You got to remember. Oh, did it explode?
Well, when we were at the break, it seemed like it exploded. Literally, I just wanted to ask you a question.
Right.
And then I thought it looks like Dave thought that
My
I was
producers,
bad-mouthing him
and
or
they all
something.
do this, Pitsy and even Earl, they hate if anyone comes to me directly because they feel like that just means a shitstorm's going to rain on them.
Right.
So don't you all see that as being stabbed in the back? If someone goes, Ron, is it okay if I sit here instead of, or whatever the hell? I don't know what kind of questions that people ask me, but you guys always get mad if it has something to do with you.
Yeah, I do. I get very upset about it.
Why are you upset? Why can't I be a person like anyone else? What about you, Pitsy?
No, I get mad because if I had a problem with somebody, just come tell me you have a problem instead of going to the boss and saying I have a problem with your employee.
And that's where I got fucking mad, because the fact of the matter is I did not. At no point in time did I even discuss what happened with Matthew Modine with Ron. In fact, none of it
Well, I
came
didn't even
up
know what you were talking about.
Until
you came in and said, you got a problem with me. Am I in your way? That's you were here.
That is totally...
You're right.
For the first time ever, I thought that you were really upset.
Yeah.
And I thought you were coming up on me. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
A, it was confrontational, and B, it was like out of left field.
Right.
And that's what I had
I'm going to say the truth. I definitely can be a bit aggressive when I get angry.
And I mean, I had been in break for 2 seconds, so I hadn't seen you since you turned on the camera. I had no idea what you were talking about. Now, you said he was ready to run out of here.
He was packing up the camera. He was on the way out the door. I said, Franklin, just sit and relax.
The
And you know how I
Brooklyn
got him
boys.
back?
How's that?
I offered him a ride back to Brooklyn. Said, hang out.
Yeah, Fred.
Why don't you take Dave, too?
Well, I got some medication on the way back. You know, I know how to calm Franklin down.
Yes,
that
Fred
what you need,
speaks my
weed?
language.
What about you, Dave? Want to smoke some weed with the Brooklyn boys?
I have a wife who might be in delivery.
I drove him home the other night. I got him home very safely. I was concerned about
I
him.
appreciate that. I was very
But
drunk.
he didn't want to go with you. He kept saying, well, let me take the train.
I thought Fred was going to maybe just dump me in the river rather than my apartment. But he didn't. He
I'm
drove
so
nicely.
misunderstood.
Still no call about whether there's protein in the urine, right?
Still nothing.
Do you know what's the actual due date for the baby?
The first doctor gave a due date of May 15th.
My son's birthday.
All right, but the thing is, that first doctor turned out to be nuts.
What about the
left
second doctor?
Second doctor doesn't know because the first doctor won't give the sonogram to the second doctor. The second doctor knows it's close.
Maybe I'm crazy here. It's very unusual for the first baby to be early. Normally, that first baby is late.
Really?
A week,
Mine
even
was.
10 days, yeah.
I didn't know that. So we'll find out soon enough.
Now, what would be exciting is May 3rd. That would be the 1 year anniversary of you giving your wife the ring.
May 3rd would be it.
Was that white trash as we can possibly get?
No.
1 year after the engagement.
It's romance and love, baby.
I know. We ought to just start and do the show out of a trailer.
My thing is, my wife, wonderful, beautiful person, she's not nearly as sensitive as these Brooklyn guys who are.
I don't know what to say.
Then why did your wife just write this to me? Fred, fuck you.
Oh, I don't know.
How is that not sensitive?
Well,
That's the hormones.
I'll take that.
He did text me instead of go time. He texted me cunt time.
I was looking
So
at you
that-
from outside the door. It was
might
a
have
little
been-
fucking joke.
Why can't you have a joke? Everybody else had a joke with you.
I wonder if she's sitting and watching the TV. I hung up.
I
while I'm
prefer
typing that.
Burger Time by Hard Rock Johnny.
Over Ants?
Ants was good too. His said
It
go
seemed
time.
like you don't like Ant as much as you used
I
to.
do.
He used
We've
to be
made
your
plans. He's still my hero, and we've made plans when the baby's done. As soon as
Wait, when the baby's done. Like it's a fucking roast.
when the baby has been born, me and Mr. Anthony are going drinking the following Saturday, and we've made plans.
The Saturday after the
wanted-
baby's
I
born?
wanted to go. Yeah, I wanted to go to his birthday party, but I just couldn't because that was the night after Florio's, and I promised Florio's would be the last time I'm drinking. I'm sticking by that too. Unless the baby.
All right, I'm not even. I'm just going to say that she's pregnant, and I'm not going to read any of this stuff.
We can read it. if
I'm
it
not
has
going to read
do
it
with
because
me.
she's pregnant, and that's
Okay.
you know.
She's very close to labor, Fred.
Okay. I see. Whatever. You only live once. Be
Right,
angry
you
or
only
be
live-
happy. I don't
You got to
give a
be
damn.
one way or the other.
Ain't getting rid of me unless I die, and quite possibly could happen. I don't take care of myself.
No, Fred, don't say that. Don't
Oh
ever say
man,
that.
I smoke everything. I eat everything. Shit can happen.
No, nothing. You're going to live
Then
forever,
some
my
type
friend.
happy days are here
You
again.
you got decades. You got decades left in front of you.
51, my dad went. We'll see what happens.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. We'll see what happens. I haven't been. That's why I live so fast, so young.
My dad was gone when I was 13 years old.
Really?
He was back 4 years later. He said, you know what? I said, where were you? He goes like this. He goes, let's just say college. Why don't we just say college and make it into a positive? Why you got to sit around, be curious, and know what everybody else is up to?
Playing with my emotions.
Here's Paycheck. Hey, Paycheck, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron, how you doing? Back in 1981, I grew up near a
Did
Kmart
you read
warehouse
that?
that caught on fire and burnt down. And me and my buddies wanted to go check the fire, and we made it to the train tracks. And we was out there playing on the train tracks.
All right, hold on. I'm
Just
gonna
a second,
I'll read it,
Paycheck.
Fred. I'll read it, I promise. Wait,
Fred,
first let the guy tell the
sit
story.
down.
You come over and tell the story.
Fred.
And I'm going to read it.
Yo, Fred, you see how he likes to yell at the Brooklyn
Yes.
guys?
Come on.
See that shit?
Be a gentleman.
All right.
All right, you go ahead, Paycheck.
Let's let Paycheck go first.
So we was playing on the train tracks, and we were putting rocks on the tracks, and the trains were running them over and exploding the rocks, and one of us decided to throw a piece of a railroad tie up on there. And apparently we derailed the train. Back then, I didn't even know what the hell derailing a train was, but that train come off the tracks, and it hit the train next to it. Back then, they used to have cabooses still, and the guy in the caboose almost got killed and everything else, but that's my confession that we
Well,
derailed
yours is
the train.
terrible. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's fucking Jesse James. That's
Well,
Jesse
we didn't know
James
what the
stuff.
hell we were doing. We were just playing out there, and I got home. I'm covered with dirt and soot, and my dad asked me where the hell I was. We told me he was playing at the trains. Well, turns out the next day that in the paper that a train derailed over there, and like I said, I didn't know what the hell what's derailing a train. We was like 9 years old. I didn't even know what the hell he was talking about.
Right. You didn't think it could happen.
That's it. Nah.
Good cover, just yelling out trains.
All right, big ass prize closet for fucking derailing a train down. You fucking mad dog.
You could share pregnant ramblings with me. It's fine, brother.
She's already she's already dropped it down. I don't know what it said.
These are sensitive times.
I had to cover it up with a paper so that Fred wouldn't see. I had to cover it up with a paper. I felt like someone's
Don't
mom.
cover up Debbie, though. She's being amusing.
What is your thing? You know what? You don't get along with her, and
Who,
then
Debbie?
you like, yeah,
I like
and then
Debbie.
you
I love Debbie,
bring up
actually.
her ass.
Oh, how could you not bring up her ass?
No, but yesterday you said something a little negative. You said she's not nice to Crazed.
Oh, she hates Crazed.
No.
No?
Everybody loves
I think she's
Crazed.
afraid of Crazed.
Crazed is the new Fez.
I love Crazed.
On Monday, it's going to be the Ron and Crazed show.
We'll be on vacation Monday.
Yeah.
I didn't know Fez knew.
Craze will have his podcast Sunday night as part of a Night of 100 podcast the next night. So you get an hour of Craze. Late edition.
Now, do we know the exact lineup yet?
No, we don't have the running order tonight.
What are we waiting for, Earl? Today is Wednesday. When are we going to announce that?
We will have that announced tomorrow.
Oh, God. I'm not paying attention to anything.
Girls.
JT, you're on Run Fez.
What's up, Ryan? What's up, Fezzy?
Hey.
Hey, congrats, Dave. Fred, why is it every time they case you have an argument, you got to bring up the fucking TV and all the stupid shit that you've done for them, man? It's fucking annoying. Get over it.
Now, does anybody know JT, or is he just a regular listener?
Why are you being involved in my fucking life? Get out of my life, JT. Get out!
So ugly.
He did hang up a TV for you, though.
He
Dave.
did, yes.
In previously
bit
drilled
high
holes.
for my
In
taste.
previously drilled holes that were done with a fucking wood bit.
It's
Into
like I'm
brick.
sitting in the front row in IMAX every time.
Hey.
I try and watch the
What's wrong
Discovery
with that?
Channel.
What's wrong with IMAX?
Neck. I have cracked neck pain
Where do
now.
you want it to go? You want it to be on your lap, like a laptop?
A little lower. Hey, my baby's almost here. I want just positivity to run through my veins.
That's
baby.
what I know. I want us all to be positive.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Folks.
Fred's going to be at the hospital with all of us. We're all coming over.
I don't know.
Nice.
about that.
Guys, you'll be in the nut hut. But what I'm going to do is take the baby over there, put it up to the window, and you look at it through the those fucking screens, those big metal screens.
So the chicken wire that's installed inside the glass.
Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Wrong impression of a very lovable man.
Oh, you're the greatest. Everybody
No idea.
loves you.
No idea.
Yeah, you're the best. Everybody's friends. That's one thing about all of us. We're all friends. I mean, you and
some of us.
You and Dave had some problems today. So
Yeah,
what,
some of
Franklin?
us.
It's behind it.
I don't know about that.
It's behind us. It happened.
I was laughing a little while ago.
I got the impression it was deeper than it went, but that's just my impression.
From who?
But you know
Where'd
what?
you get the impression from?
Maybe it
saying it
is.
built up to that
Maybe
point,
there's
so-
tension, but guess what? Let's say to our friends, hey, you're going through a baby thing right now. I understand you're tense. Fez, you're going in the nut house. You're probably tense.
Yeah.
I've had my vacation ruined. I'm probably a little fucking tense right now.
In all honesty, that's exactly what Fred said. It's like, whatever happened, he's about to have a baby, and you got to remember that, and he's right.
You're a good man, Fred.
I try, bro.
You're sensitive to people.
I try.
Sensitive to people's feelings.
I'm still not a pro at the internet, though. I don't think I properly convey my words, so I'm just going to stay back.
I think you convey.
You know what? You get your feelings hurt, I notice. Your feelings do get hurt.
It's not. I just don't think I talk a lot better than I type. That's
You know
all.
what? Can I help you a little bit here
Sure.
and help you be a better communicator?
Sure.
Drop the word cunt from your vocabulary, and maybe you get along better with the women. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's more
It's not
respectful
all your
than
words,
bitch.
just
I
the
think
Z ones.
I think it's much more respectful than bitch. Just my opinion. At least a cunt is a beautiful thing.
Tell me about it. You're preaching to the choir now, brother. But Fez is gagging.
Different generation, Ron. Different generation.
Everybody's got a deal. Everybody's got a deal. Earl, anything else coming up with this Tribeca thing that we should be going down there? You go down and watch a 7-minute movie. Is there anything hip happening down there I should go to?
Speaking of which, Lou Reed's doing the Tribeca talk series with Lisa Robinson on Sunday.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday?
She's doing it Sunday evening.
I thought I'd be on the beach. Am I really not going away, Fez?
Well, I would prefer that you stay, nearby. I would really prefer that you don't leave the country.
So Florida's not bad.
Florida's still too far away. Because I'm going to be in another direction. I just want you to be able to get there really quick if I need you.
So is a jet. Why do they say, hey, I'll jet there? That means it's fast.
Paul McCartney wrote a song about it. Jet.
That doesn't make it right.
If you need a TV hung, I'm there, Fez.
You know what? I'm gonna take all these down so we don't mistakenly see them.
That's a good thing.
I'm gonna take them down.
I don't give a fuck. It's the same people over and over. I don't even care. I avoid it.
How about the rest of the week? It's called Positivity on Pal Talk.
I don't care about Pal Talk. It has nothing to do with this radio program.
You're right.
Rile up the troops for Freddie. Don't worry.
Everybody likes you, Fred.
Oh, yeah, they love me. Hey, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Just like hey,
You like me.
live the right way. You live the right way. You look at the positives and just don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm gonna go home and jack off to this Miley Cyrus picture, and I don't think that makes me a bad person.
Doesn't.
And then I'm gonna grow up my sideburns like your dad. Let's go big sideboards on this.
Billy Ray.
Who's the achy breaky heart guy?
That's right.
Yep.
Was that his only thing?
That was it.
But what a craze the dance.
Because Barbara Walters wrote a book. She had depression. Every human being is depressed. Let's stop acting like that's not normal. If we just say depression is normal, then why would anybody have to write a book about it anymore? Who the hell hasn't felt bad?
It so is, man.
Who wants
You
to
got
read
your
about
highs,
a
you got
rich
your
woman
lows.
who's depressed?
No
I'd
kidding.
read a book by a homeless dude who's depressed. That
Not
might
me.
be interesting.
How's he going to write it? In his own shit?
Yeah, right. Maybe on like toilet paper.
What's he going to do? Wipe his ass with his mom's towel?
Carve it on the wall.
Okay.
No, not you, Fez. Homeless crazy person.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys.
God, they must have gave her 40 pages in here.
That's all publicity,
You
bro.
guys set that confession
That is so
bar pretty high, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's out there now.
Oh, yeah.
Derailing trains.
Wow.
Eating dad's cum.
All right.
Trying to burn sisters.
It happened, you know? But I feel a lot better for having said it. I do.
Well, I feel a lot worse for having heard it. And I actually feel worse for having known you.
I didn't hear it coming. I just didn't.
Fred, I'd like you to come over here and hit the 29.
Oh, really?
I want you to be able to do it today as a way, because I know you're misunderstood. Come on over here and help yourself to 29.
Should I say cunt first?
Sure you can.
Wait, leave it. Cunt!
That's the end of my show. Donk.